So I've analysed both teams in terms of a bar graph and also looking at the advantages and disadvantages for the feedbacks for Juventus. We'll start with the advantages for Juventus in the defensive half of 45 minutes. I've put the advantages for Juventus is that they created more chances than the other team during the first half, making them the more likelihood team to score the most goals. And as a result of this, Juventus managed to score 2 goals in the first half from this. In terms of long passing, they use this technique quite well. So they use this technique quite well by keeping possession of the ball, and to confuse the opponent by doing this as well. They did this 16 times, so 16 long passes in the defensive half that were successful during the first half. Juventus used a short pass of 5 to 10 yards in the defensive half 54 times, which allows the players to maintain possession in their own half. And I've put as a recommendation for this team, because they created more chances in the opposition in training sessions, they could practice furtherly in terms of creating even more chances, as this team is more than capable and successfully beating their opposition at a high score, as they are top of the league in their division. Another recommendation can be in terms of short passing. So because they had 54 passes to complete, maybe in training they can at least make 80 passes in their first half to make the opposition tired. And again, it also increases their chances of scoring more goals if they do this. The disadvantages we'll move on to. So for Juventus is that they made 5 unsuccessful passes to their teammates during the first half, which could have allowed the other team to get the ball and score a goal from that mistake. So because they played a team that are only playing their first season in the first division, they're not going to have very good players, I believe. And I've just put as a recommendation, Juventus made 5 unsuccessful passes in the first half, and this could have led to a goal scoring opportunity. So my input of this would be to carry out a training session such as Al Rondo, which means a possession passing game to allow the players to keep possession of the ball and prevents the other team from actually intercepting the ball and scoring a goal from this mistake. Again, feedback for SPAL, the advantages and disadvantages. SPAL managed to make 43 successful passes, which were from 5 to 10 yards in their defensive half to a teammate, which goes to show that they held their own and made account to themselves. So they only made 9 short of Juventus' 54, which is good considering the team that they got and the players that they have. SPAL managed to make 11 long passes in their defensive area, so they managed to do this 11 times, which again is quite good compared to Juventus' 16 long passes. They were only 5 short. And SPAL managed to score 1 goal during the 45 minutes video footage, which is an achievement for this team considering the type of team they are playing. So it's good because they've scored a goal right on the 45-minute mark, and they're playing a top team as well. As a recommendation for this team, maybe as an advantage, they can improve more on their eye for long passes, as this confuses the opponent in terms of long ball possession, and a goal scoring opportunity can be created by this. For the disadvantages, for SPAL in the defensive half, they managed to concede 2 goals during the 45-minute footage, and then they managed to make 6 unsuccessful headers that lost possession of the ball, and a result of this, Juventus had the ball. So SPAL managed to make 6 unsuccessful headers, which they headed the ball to the opposition instead of to their teammate, which allowed Juventus to create more goal scoring opportunities from this mistake. As a recommendation, a training session of defensive clearing headers to a teammate could mean vital to this team, as I believe they don't have enough quality players on the side that will maintain a good structure of constant successful headers to a teammate. As my schematic view, I've chosen to do the goals scored in the first half. So as you can see over here, Juventus are the team that have got a black circle and the names of the players that have scored the goals. And as you can see over here, SPAL, which is the team that they're playing, they scored their goal on the 45-minute mark by a player called Polosci. So if I can recall, Juventus had the ball in the final third over here, and the right back called Lichtensteiner passed the ball to Dybala, and then Bernardeschi actually volleyed it to the keeper's right hand side of the goal, so the keeper really had no chance. It was a really well worked goal from the video footage. The second goal was scored by Dybala, so it was a free kick. Juventus again had the ball in the final third, and then I think Salomon was the player I was talking about, the big tall defender who was heading all the balls away from the other team, actually fouled the player and allowed Dybala to score a free kick just in this goal here, in the area of goal over here, to make it 2-0. And then SPAL's goal, it was actually their first corner of the game, so they actually scored this goal from the first corner. So if I can remember, a player ran over to the edge of the penalty box over here, and he looked up and saw Polosci on his own with the defender the wrong side of him, so the defender wasn't actually goal side to the player, and this allowed this player to cross the ball to Polosci to score to make it 2-1. And then here are my references for the presentation.